bullshit. Not there we go. Give it like 10 seconds.
Hello.
Aha.
Aha!
Hello.
I was muted. Low. Low.
That happened to Professor last week. He was like,
well, yeah.
Welcome back to the Circle of Gamers podcast,
Welcome.
episode 5. Let's go.
Episode 5.
it's
Oh,
like we're just
man.
flying through these things.
I know.
Before we know it, it's going to be like episode 69, you know?
Yeah, we
That's
were
crazy.
debating
Ahead.
what even episode we were on before we
Yeah,
had
we
Hey.
had 4. No, it's 5. No, it's 6. It was a whole.
Yeah, we
It's
know how
a
to
whole
count.
ordeal.
We promise.
Yeah. I know how to count for sure.
I went to public school, so my counting suspect.
Yeah, happy
can count to 10.
Tuesday. It's
happy
Tuesday.
Quintuple Tuesday.
Yeah.
2/22/22. Wow.
Lucky day.
Oh, that's what that means.
Yeah. Oh my
Gosh,
goodness.
it's like 8 p.m. for you, and you're just now realizing that.
At least you got it before midnight.
Yeah,
I mean, that's fair.
it's figured out.
Yeah,
It is
fair.
Tuesday.
it is.
That's crazy. I just now thought about that. I was like, it's 2/22/22. Yo, I'm a failure. I just want to put that out there.
No.
I've been going this whole day just like, that's why I had a good day. It's
Hell
just
yeah.
2/22/22.
Just vibing. So
That's
our topic
crazy.
today is, are games getting worse? Or are expectations as gamers too high? Let's talk about it.
Yes.
And also, we do have questions from communities, especially mine being from Crossroads King. So shout out to Cross.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
somebody wants to
Pat.
say hello real quick.
Who's
Say hi.
Hi.
It's my little brother.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm like, I don't know if you
Get
can
out
hear,
of
but
here.
hi.
Get out of here. Everybody says
I'm
hello.
waving,
Get
but
outta
you
here.
can't see.
I like
Get
your
out-
hoodie.
get outta here. Right. Oh, thank you.
All right. So where do we want to start off? Games being fun and enjoyable. Are they losing their luster?
Who wants to start on that one?
I'll start on it. So, are they losing their luster? I think that for me personally, I feel like with the technology that we that is growing and that we're getting, I feel like for me personally, my expectations can be really high for new games. So I have like this vision of this game and like the possibilities of it, and like, you know, and so sometimes they meet them kind of, and sometimes they don't. So I feel like for me, I like some games seem a little bit more lackluster because the technology isn't there. So it's like, you know, like the mouth moving of like when they're talking doesn't seem right. It seems off, or like they seem very robotic and awkward. It's not like super flowy, where other games like it looks super flawless, like you're watching a movie. So for me, I feel like that's kind of like where my standpoint, I guess. Like it's not like some games I feel like fall a little bit short. Which I mean that could be so many different reasons, but that's kind of where I'm at.
I just hate how they can put all this money into a brain fart, know what it's called. Like when they put out a game, a trailer. Jesus.
Mhm.
They put all this money and they make these trailers look so good, and then you get the game, whether it be the beta or the actual release of a game, it's trash compared to what it looks like, and then they're constantly having to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very deceiving, and I feel like there's a lot of games where the trailer they really really hype you up into thinking that it's going to be something, and then like I said, they kind of just like fall short, whether it's like the graphics or the actual gameplay, or there's always something that kind of falls a little bit short that they see, like it seems like they're going to promise you but they don't actually promise you.
Speaking of promising, games saying that this is the release date and then ending up pushing it back months and months and months as well, which
Oh.
can be a huge letdown,
I mean, I feel like that partially happened like the past couple years just because of everything with COVID.
Oh, absolutely.
But when that does happen, it's like, dude, like that sucks. Like we've been waiting, this long for this game, and then it gets pushed out, and yeah.
That was like New World.
Oh
New
Oh
World
my
was
god.
consistently pushed out and pushed out and pushed out, and then they tried their beta and tried to. The one thing I will say about at least New World is they were taking everyone's opinions, the collective of what the actual gamers that were playing the games thought. So I mean, it's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, because they tried and they were trying to better the game, but it did take time. But it also shows in the game there was definite things that needed to be worked on, but
Right.
I still very much enjoyed that specific game.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with New World.
What was the question?
Oh, are games losing their luster?
I would say to stick with the script, or if games losing their luster, I would say no.
Yeah.
But I would also, as my answer with that is going to come through the other answers of all the other questions we have written down. But to say the least, I don't believe the luster of games are losing their shine or luster. I just feel like there's a lot of different variables, whether it be corporate or, well, it's always corporate. It's always, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that.
I think the best is yet to come.
I think that the
believe
possibilities of games are like insane. Like things that they can come out with. There's
Especially with the new graphics and stuff like that. There's
Yeah.
just the possibilities are endless. They just have to deliver.
I think game devs are so intuitive now and so intertwined in the streaming community that they know people's expectations and try their best to reach them,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like they push stuff out too fast.
That's
You know-
true.
Certain companies,
It's
Mhm.
not
that.
all of them.
It's that, and I hate to say it, it's some of these slimy ass content creators that are getting checks to review games that they know are trash. You know what I mean?
Well, they're getting paid for it, so they're gonna say what they need to say to get the paycheck, which is
Where's the
a downer.
integrity?
exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
Ugh, big oof. All right,
Yeah.
so should we go into one of the subtopics here?
Okay.
All right. So what has changed around gaming, good and bad? This is from Sammy, someone from your community brought this up. What do you feel has changed around the gaming community, and is it positive or negative?
Like you mean games in general, or
Yeah,
like
I
the community
think-
as a whole,
Well, it could go,
or both?
we could answer
It's a
for both,
deep
honestly.
rabbit hole.
Honestly,
Yeah.
That's a real.
I'm stuck in the middle of that one because I can say the communities have gotten toxic, but then at the same time, there is always a positive to a negative, and there is so much good from a lot of the communities, the gaming communities. That I don't know. That one's a hard one. I don't know. I'm in the middle of that one. I feel like it can be either. It just depends on the type of gamer that's getting into there and who you're getting into it with.
I agree with this comment. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gaming
think so,
has become
too.
a lot more popular lately.
I
And people are
mean,
latching on it for the cash flow, honestly.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if like going off of that as like pumping it out, like a good example for me, I was super, super, super excited for Dying Light 2. And the day it released, I was like, all right, I'm playing it. I started playing it, and I'm like, what, for one, like it was super, super, super buggy. Like, so, oh my god, it was buggy.
Oh
And for
no.
two, like the most basic things, okay, like being able to bind your mouse key as like a interact or like whatever, like you couldn't bind your mouse key, like what, like little things like that when games, like especially if it's not their first game, it's, you know, like everyone knows like a lot of gamers have a gaming mouse with multiple buttons on the sides, and a lot of people use them. So it's like with games, you know, like that, like why aren't these small things, why are they just being overlooked, and why aren't they like the littlest things kind of being fixed when, you know, they've spent so long making this game?
Yeah.
Like I feel like sometimes things can be a little bit like pushed out.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
With
You
Deadpool.
said,
Sorry, go ahead.
oh, I had highlighted Mr. Deadpool's
Mhm.
comment because it was something that I was going to go into with what's changed around gaming. Social media has changed the climate of gaming.
Yeah.
The problem is they're trying to interject societal norms or what's popular socially, like what the next trend is inside of gaming, which loses the core audience. Like
Mhm.
people want responsibility in Grand Theft Auto when Grand Theft Auto has never been a responsible game.
No.
You know,
It's built
And
on
it doesn't-
chaos and
chaos, murder,
Chaos,
guns.
Yeah.
that's
You
the
know
best
what?
way I can put it.
You take a bus and you run over every person on the street. I don't
Mhm.
care. You
And
get
then
5
you-
stars, and you try to run
you
over
try
from
and
the
get 5
cops.
stars if you can.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the
You know,
whole point. That's the whole point of Grand Theft Auto.
but
And
the sorry.
then to kind of piggyback off that too is with most games coming out now, I hate to use the term, but also again, games that have no reason being woke, there's like woke elements interjected in it, and it's not, it doesn't flow. It's not genuine. It's like, oh, you're just trying to cater to people who don't fucking play the game to begin with.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
they're trying
these-
to reach a
Well,
further
that's what
audience.
I was
for
going to
sure.
say.
Right.
You're never going to please everybody, and there's always going to be the gamers that actually play a certain game, and then the gamers that just want to complain about a game, or sorry, people, not just gamers, but you know what I mean, that maybe don't play the game, but they play it one time and like, ugh, and they. How does the company know who's the real
Audience?
who the real of the specific?
Or I guess
game?
consumer would be more.
Yeah, I think that's how
It's
they
hard
view
for
it.
them.
I mean, yeah, I feel like some games can do it like really, really tastefully, where it's like, oh, like it's kind of nice to see that, like, but not in like a in your face, like weird, out of like it doesn't fit in well with like a story, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can tell when
Mhm.
things are very, very forced, and when things are a little bit more like flowy and natural, and it's like, oh, okay, I kind of like that. It's the same. I mean, it's the same thing with like TV shows too.
Yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
feel like a lot of game companies are trying to cover all their bases and be as understanding and, you know, reach out to as many people as possible that they can do within that certain type of game, right?
Which I feel like also is kind of also going back to like a money grab situation, is they're trying to lure in all, you know, everyone everywhere, which I mean, it's like, are their motives good? Like, are they genuine? Do they really want to like go down this path, or is it just a money grab?
Also, I would say too, and one good thing that's come from gaming, today's gaming, is like the interjection of women into role playing games, and where they're the main characters, they're not overly sexualized, which is cool. But then on the other hand, you have, let's say, Battlefield, where they completely went the opposite direction and we're adding things, changing. Like we play, like people who play Battlefield, we play it for the historical accuracy, like how accurate it is. We play it for a good time. Don't add a one-leg robot lady swinging a katana into a World War II game.
Wait,
That's
what?
fucking
That's
ridiculous.
Yeah,
crazy.
that is kind of
I'm not
ridiculous.
lying. Watch. Oh my God. Go back and watch that. You're just like, hold up.
But it is
What?
nice to see, like,
I heard Battlefield flop big
yeah,
time.
Yeah.
It's nice
Well-
to see more female protagonists and like
Mhm.
having them as a main character in the game.
But see, going back to that, so like we've said before, you can't please everyone, right?
Mhm.
So there's so many things out right now about people bashing Horizon Zero Dawn, the second one, because the main character, she's female. She's in the first one, obviously.
Mhm.
A lot of people are dogging her looks, that she's a little bit too masculine looking, that she's like, but in reality, she, like, to me, I don't know, me personally, I'm like, she just looks like a strong girl. Like, she just,
Yeah.
you know, like, I don't, like, I feel like no matter what you do, in a sense, it's gonna, someone
Someone's
isn't
always
gonna be
going to
happy.
complain.
Someone's gonna
Yeah,
complain about
someone will have
something.
qualms about it.
And I'm like, why
Right.
can't we just be happy that there is such a strong female lead in a game as amazing as this one? And why are we complaining about her? Like there's a guy talking about her peach fuzz on her face, or like,
Oops.
you
Oops.
know, like it's crazy.
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
definitely, it's so nice to have that representation there, but then again, someone's gonna have a problem with it.
Yeah,
So
regardless, you could
Yeah.
you could try to appease as many people as possible, and somebody's going to be upset at the end of the day. But my thing still remains: don't go changing facts, historical things. If you're going to do a game, let's go back to Battlefield, and we will touch. Look, there's a rant coming, y'all, but
Ready
don't
for it.
go and change historical missions where people's family members are still alive to fit a narrative just to appear woke, which is kind of crazy. Like, people's families look forward to that, and then there's missions you're just like, hold up, nah, homie. And that's crazy to me. That I feel like that's a disrespect. But also, in all fairness, back then, ladies weren't used on the front line, so I can't really be too upset. It's just that's really annoying.
Yeah.
Mhm. And I don't know, it's good to see more games that are set in future times, just to have that representation, for it to be
Yeah, and just
accurate.
so it's not
right.
like we've said, like, it's not forced, or it's not like
Mhm.
out of context, or like weird feeling. Like, it feels a little bit more natural, and like, I don't know, like, it feels like, I feel like when it's more futuristic, it almost gives like women like hope, like, oh yeah, like that can be me, like I can be strong, I can like do this or that, or whatever. It kind of like uplifts, instead of like, oh well, that's not real, like I can never be a robotic woman in World War II. Like,
With a missing arm swinging a katana. Like,
yeah.
let's get it.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck was that? I want to.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we just keep pushing, because this. I swear, every time I've talked about Battlefield, my blood pressure has gone up a little bit.
Boils.
Oh
You-
no. Okay, so what expectations do viewers and players have for streamers or game devs? I feel like people expect streamers to, share their opinion on the game, especially if they're, a bigger streamer like Lyric or Stroud or somebody like that, to see what they think of the game. And that's really important, obviously, to the game devs, to have to have those streamers have a positive playthrough, right? So I think that's where it comes back in, that they're trying to cover all their bases and do all this to appease everybody,
Right. I feel like from a streamer standpoint, when a game comes out, sometimes there's like a little hint. I think, like, I've had it before where like some like viewers or like yourself, you kind of put pressure on yourself, like, oh, I need to play this new game because it's brand new and like everyone's playing it, and like I need to like play it and like show the gameplay, and like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm saying like loud, I'm so sorry. But I feel like there's just that kind of
That's
pressure
like
for
California,
us.
ain't it?
There's
It
that
is,
absolute
like, oh my god, I'm such
pressure.
a Valley girl. No, but no, there's just this kind of a little bit of pressure that, like, okay, when Dying Light 2 came out, I was like, oh man, like I need to stream this, but I didn't want to because I wanted to experience that on my own, because I honestly, like, Dying Light is one of my favorite like games. It's easily top 5 for me. Or Horizon, when that came out, I was like, literally, I'm like, I can't stream it. I don't have a capture card, but I really want to stream it because it's a new game and people want to see the gameplay. And you know, there's some people that I'm like, I'm gonna go play Dying Light 2, and I want to see the gameplay, and I kind of just want that to myself. So I feel like there is that pressure of, oh, we have to like give you that brand new content that's coming out, but sometimes we just want to enjoy it ourselves first.
Hell yeah to that, Pat. Yeah. I think there's that pressure also that you don't want to, wait to play the game because you want to support your streamer friends, but if they're playing the game, you don't want spoilers.
Exactly.
And
that's
a
the other
huge
thing too, that, you know, we kind of think about, a lot of our viewers want to play that game as well, and they don't like, I'm not watching anyone playing Horizon right now. Some of my favorite streamers are playing Horizon, and I don't want to watch it because I don't want spoilers. I don't want to know the story ahead. I'll go back and rewatch the VOD once like I have seen some of it, but like I don't want to spoil myself.
I did that with Resident Evil. There was a few people when Resident Evil came out and I played it on stream, and then I didn't want to spoil it, but a few of my favorite people, they also put it out on their YouTube, and I went back and watched them because I love seeing their reactions when some of the crazy stuff happens, because there's scary parts.
That was me with you, Sammy.
Yeah, for a lot of people, I mean, we have some of the best reactions. I mean, that's the whole fun of it. For me, I think it's entertainment is the main thing, that like that's what I look for in a streamer, or like if they're just wholesome, or I don't know, and just enjoying the gameplay. If they're playing a game that they don't enjoy, then it's not enjoyable for anybody.
Yeah, the experience says more than more itself.
As a viewer, I love when people play. Like if I've played the game before, okay, for example, when The Last of Us 2 came out, I didn't watch anyone play it until I finished it because I didn't want any spoilers. But when I finished that game, I was on Twitch finding streamers that I can watch, that I can see their reactions to big moments. And I knew when they were happening, obviously, because I already played it. So, you know, like, I'm like, oh, I know that this, and this is going to happen. No spoilers if you haven't played it, but this and this is going to happen. I can't wait to see, like, how they react. Are they going to cry? Are they going to be mad? Are they going to do this? Are they going to do that? Or whatever. So as a viewer, I understand the hype on, like, wanting to watch your favorite streamer play a big game that you like as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to come at this question.
Go for it. No,
From a different perspective, is also, what expectations do viewers, players have for streamers or game devs? I'm going to say, y'all shouldn't have any expectations for anything when it comes to streaming. Like, you know, we're just going to stream the game and try to be entertaining. But for the developers, you as the consumer, your expectation shouldn't always be to get a full fucking complete, non-broken, and actually tested game.
Yeah.
And I get, like, releasing games, there might be a few bugs here and there, but like, damn, like, fix your game. COD. I love COD, but damn, fix your game.
Battlefield. Anyway, but yeah.
There's so many games out there that are just so broken. I'm like, bro, like, what do you guys, like, I get it, but like, fuck, fix it.
So piggybacking on this whole, expectations for gaming as streamers and gamers and for game devs, like, is it okay for games to not be fully functioning on their release? And should players be more lenient with game mechanics and functionality on new releases? Or should the companies postpone release dates to get better functionality before release at the risk of losing their fan base, even if they aren't game-breaking issues? We kind of touched on this with Mariah earlier. Yeah, some examples of this would be Cyberpunk, Battlefield, COD, Watch Dogs, Fallout, Anthem.
Hey, yo, fucking...
Fix your games!
Mass Effect Andromeda. Okay, first off, Battlefield, right? Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Right? What do they share?
I don't know. I haven't played Mass Effect.
The same overarching. Oh, yes.
Fucking A, right? So, okay, right? You know, it's $1 billion corporation, billions of dollars, right? Billions. You would think they have somebody play test these games.
Mhm.
You would think that at some point somebody would go, hey, this is kind of broken.
Mhm.
But no, that's that corporate greed. And it's unfair to the developers because half of them most of them do not want their reputation hinged on a failed game because corporate forced them to push it out.
Correct.
It's ridiculous. It's happened so many times. Look at
Mhm.
Halo came out, right? It was supposed to come out. It didn't. They pushed that shit back, and it's had one of the best receptions of a Halo entry.
Mhm.
Battlefield 2042. They pushed it back, released it, and it is still, till this day, a steaming pile of horseshit. Legitimately bad. The game, how the fuck does a beta work better than your release, your actual release? Somebody explain that to me.
He said he was going to vent y'all. What's happening?
Odin,
Yeah.
EA has killed so many development studios. Visceral Games, gone.
Mhm.
Fucking
Mhm.
massive, massive. Okay, first and foremost, I just want to put this out there. Mass Effect was one of the first games I played all the way through while on a deployment. You couldn't tell me shit. I was like, once this mission's over, I'm going to take a shower and I'm going to play Mass Effect. I'm going to play it until my eyes bleed, right?
Mhm.
Loved it. Andromeda dropped. I don't know what happened to that game. EA is trash. Madden is trash. It's just it's a revolving door of laziness, corporate greed, and BS. And the sad part is a lot of us got tricked.
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
some people just don't care. They're like, well, I want to play the new game.
Yeah.
With Battlefield, we played the beta. We were all excited. And I was like, yo, this is lit. This is lit. This is going to be great. That game doesn't even resemble what Battlefield is anymore. They tried that whole method of a hero shooter.
Mhm.
Wait, was Anthem made by EA too?
I'm not sure,
Google that
actually.
real quick. Hold on, I'm
Going
gonna do a
really
real-
quickly, going off of Deadpool's comment here about Splitgate, the devs that it wasn't ready. I will also say that, I haven't played it. I only played it a little bit, but Final Fantasy, they actually were emotional because they had to put it back. They had to push it back because it just wasn't ready yet. And he was literally if you watch the interview, he was literally visibly upset, so upset that they had to push it back because they didn't want to disappoint anyone. But at the same time, they didn't want to release a game or it wasn't the full game. It was what's it called?
Beta?
No. Someone help me. Expansion.
Oh, okay.
It was an expansion to it, and it wasn't ready yet, so they didn't push it out.
Well, Rue said, it's not the devs. It's usually always the higher ups.
Mhm.
The devs don't push for the game to be out. They're perfectionists, most likely, that want the game to be everything they want it to be. And if they're not able to put everything into the game that they want to before it gets released, it's not their decision in the end.
Case in point, Cyberpunk. CD
Mhm.
Projekt Red was responsible for one of my most favorite games in the Witcher series. Polished, fire, even the expansions were dope. What happened to Cyberpunk? It's the same people. Oh no, you were forced to push out something you weren't ready to push out. And it's just unfortunate because the majority, I'm not going to say, the majority of the gaming community doesn't look at who the publisher is. They're looking at the developers and they're just going, yo, y'all are what are y'all doing? And it's like, hey, you know what time it is.
I
We know what
still
it is.
have Cyberpunk sitting in my library because when it came out, it was so bad, and I just kept seeing all the glitches, and I'm like, I'll play this, I guess, when it gets better. And I literally never played it. I got maybe 45 minutes into the game.
I didn't even get that.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm I got to I literally remember the part that I got to, and I was like, meh.
I got stuck in a wall. I literally got
no.
stuck in a wall and it saved.
And everyone
And I'm
was
stuck in the wall.
hyped for Cyberpunk. Everyone I knew was insanely hyped for Cyberpunk.
So piggybacking off of that question, what game do you feel a studio or developer should remake in 2022?
Remake?
Yeah.
Like remake, as in like.
Re-release, let's say.
Oh, okay.
Can I put a caveat?
Yeah, go for
Are
it.
we talking straight re-release or the new meta of you can get this remastered game if you pay $70 for this sloppy pile of dog
Yeah.
shit that we
Oh,
want to sell
boy.
you?
I'm
Okay,
really not sure.
Listen, I'm just saying. I'm gonna throw it out there. I would buy a remastered version of Red Dead Redemption 1
Yeah,
in
and I
a
get it.
heartbeat.
Exactly.
Give it
I'd
to
buy
me.
the remastered version of Life is Strange because I loved that game.
That game
I'm
is
buying
so
a
good.
remastered version of Wii Sports.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah!
Let's fucking
I think-
go.
What game would I want remastered?
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption. I was
Ooh.
just
I think
talking
I'd
about
play the
this.
shit out of Command and Conquer if they
Red
remastered
Dead
that.
Redemption.
Ooh.
A new version of Black from the OG Xbox. That game was crazy.
Here you go, Professor. For you.
Actually, can we get an NFL Blitz?
Hey, I didn't.
Can we get a
Yeah.
Blitz? Let's go.
A today version?
Yes, sir.
That's not a hot pile of garbage.
But as
What was
for
it?
like buggy games,
007, that would be another good one.
Yeah, let's say
I'd be
games
okay with
that
that.
came out in the last 5 years that were extremely buggy. Like, would you want to see something from one of those companies have it re-released?
Mass
Is there
Effect,
anything?
Andromeda,
Okay.
completely redo the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing from top to bottom. The face structures, the speech patterns, the gameplay, the lack there, or Anthem. I really had a man. Oh my God! Somebody, NBA Jam. I'm sorry, that threw me off because I was like, that would be fire too. But
I was thinking that. I just couldn't think of what I was.
Anthem was one of those games where I looked at it and I was like, oh, so basically I'm just Iron Man and I can just
Mhm.
destroy aliens. I was like, cool, I'm with it. But you got the game, there was no content. And I'm just like, that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
NFL Streets.
ah. So kind of also piggybacking off that question, is it okay for companies to not beta/alpha test their games and just use the full release of the game to find issues and then release a fix afterwards?
Oh, Pops is mad.
I don't want to say nothing because I feel like I've been talking too much.
No,
I'm
by all
gonna
means.
I'm gonna go off of what Pop said. If the beta for Battlefield was better than the actual game, then what's the point of releasing a beta if it's gonna be better than the actual gameplay?
Mhm.
I'm going to take my hat off for this one.
Oh
Right.
shit!
All right,
And
we're all going to
expose
mute for 5 minutes. We'll
The
pop
oiled, the freshly oiled baldy I got. Wake up call to all gamers out there, everyone watching. You have just become the fucking beta. You are a pay to beta test somebody else's game. That's where we are in life.
Mhm.
All these games, drop that $60, $70 early access. You realize you are now the beta tester.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's fucking criminal. They are firing their actual QA departments and having you, the consumer, through various social media outlets, Twitter, Reddit. Oh, this is broken. This is broken. This is broken. 2 weeks later, we dropped a patch and fixed X, Y, and Z. Bro, why wasn't that fixed? Activision made more money than they ever made. Fired their QA department. You are now the paid tester. You're not even paid. You paid to test somebody else's game. That's ridiculous. That's where we are in 2022 in gaming. Does anyone else find that strange? I'm gonna put my hat back on because I can see
I
the
mean,
reflection of the light off of my
It
ball.
kind of goes back to, I mean, money grabs. They're gonna do whatever they can to make the most money out of everything. It's like that with anything and everything. Anything entertainment wise or even like business wise, they're gonna do the most to get the most profit back. So they're gonna cut out every tiny little thing that they can so that they get more money in, which affects, whatever they're putting out.
Yeah, like
Can't
stemming
cut
off
corners
of
like that.
exactly stemming off of releasing the game so early, like against the devs' wishes because
Mhm.
they want the money grab, and then it not being complete, and then them using, because we've evolved so much with streaming and gaming live content, they're using us as a radar of how good their game is doing, and releasing patches after the fact, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, and I think there is some integrity, with some companies like not releasing things until they feel like they are ready. Like the re-release of Life is Strange, they did push it back several months because they didn't feel it was ready.
Yeah.
So, kudos to them. Hats off. It's a smaller company. Good for them for standing up on what they believed in, for sure.
I would rather have a game be pushed back and it be released pretty much flawlessly than get a game out and it be super buggy. I feel like when a game is super buggy, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth and you're like, I'll deal with it later. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it just kind of like you would enjoy games more if they actually released them with a lot of the bug fixes already like not there.
A good example for that would be, again, New World, because when it came out, they did not anticipate the amount of people that were on the servers. They broke
Yeah.
the servers. They quickly made servers. They did it honestly pretty quick. It was within 24 to 48 hours that they were able to sustain the amount of people that wanted to play the game. People found fixes. They were like pretty quick on the fixes.
Yep.
People weren't happy because like, well, it's shut down and I want to play. Well, they have to fix it.
I got a question, Sammy. Is New World an MMO?
Yeah.
Mhm.
For people like
Okay.
me that's never played one.
So
It's a lot more simple.
It's different.
And that was an Amazon game, correct?
It was their first one, I believe.
They
I could
get
be- I could be
no
wrong.
passes. None. MMOs have some of the largest player bases out of any game, in any other genre of games. And then Amazon has, like, especially where I live, they literally have like a fucking server farm like every 15
True.
minutes.
True. But then we come back to the creator thing and you see your favorite creators playing this game. And you have to wonder, are they being honest? Because they have hundreds and thousands of people in there for these drops and all this other stuff. Of course, they're going to say great things. I personally enjoy
they're getting paid.
Exactly.
They're getting paid to do it.
No, and they're doing it right in when it's dropped, when all these things are happening. So it's hard to say. It's hard to watch your favorite creator play it sometimes when they are getting paid such big money.
Well, I mean, I look at any MMO, like it's happened. I've seen it happen with WoW. I've seen it happen with Final Fantasy. The moment something new is dropped, a new expansion or whatever, the queues are insane. And it's because all of a sudden the hype is back. People play the game and the loyal people continue to play it. But once the hype is done, once they fully leveled their character or whatever, they're done with it. They leave it. A new expansion comes out. Boom. The queue times are literally insane.
I felt that.
I loved New World. I really loved New World.
But it did get
got a little stale.
It did.
The grind.
But it was
if
good
you're not
when it
down
was
for the
good.
grind, MMOs can get a little stale.
I don't
Take
have
the
the
hat off.
time for the grind. I don't have
Take
time.
the hat off, bro.
So y'all were addicted to it, yeah. Like
We
you
were.
you wouldn't even play Call of Duty. That's how addicted to it you were.
I didn't play Call of
And
Duty for
then-
months.
And then boom.
I didn't play
Nothing.
Valo. I didn't play nothing. We were constantly grinding New World.
Mm-hmm. And
the hemp, all the
was
hemp we
good.
gathered.
But it made a difference that we played together also. Because then once I did my first dungeon, I was like, oh shit, okay.
And we were all like in there slaying together.
I hated
Yeah.
New World because everybody I played Call of Duty with just disappeared. I look at them on Steam and I'm like,
It's just New World, New World, New World,
New World, New World. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
Everybody I've played Call of Duty with and other games just decided to dip to Tarkov.
I think one night
Wow,
I played
yeah.
New World until it was like 4 a.m.
Hold on, was that a shot?
Yeah, some games.
Is somebody throwing slugs out here? Did I just catch one? Because
What?
Wait,
Sorry.
someone's taking shot. I'm sipping a cocktail, right? I'm not.
Somewhat throwing
I'm like-
shade, Professor.
What
And
are
I
we throwing
won't,
shade at?
I won't play it either.
I like how me and Jen are like, shots? We're taking shots?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
We're
Mariah,
going up
you
the
and I are-
tequila. I got you, Jen. I got you.
Hell yeah! Cheers! Cheers to that.
I ain't got no hard liquor, but I got sour seltzers. We out here.
Sour seltzers.
Hey, don't judge me, man. It's a Tuesday night. I can't turn up. Still got a few days of work left.
I mean, I don't work
Oh,
tomorrow.
peanuts! It's the middle of the week. It's fine.
Yeah, it's National Marg Day. Why aren't y'all
Oh.
drinking
Oh
tequila?
my.
Is that the cool way of saying margarita now? National
Mar-
Marg.
Ha-
Day. I'm gonna start saying that. Yo, give me a
Have
Marg.
you never? Wait, you guys, you don't call it a Marg?
I
Is that
live
a
on the-
California thing?
Thank you.
That or it's not like
It's not
something that
local.
older.
Is it, okay,
people
is it a West Coast thing?
I
then,
mean,
maybe?
I got a margarita when I was down there, so
Hey,
Hey, now
Everyone
see,
I know,
Cheers.
everyone I know calls it a Marg.
shade.
he throwing
I'm
shade.
so-
That's
I
not
feel
even
so-
shade. That's full blown
Truth bomb
eclipse.
right
What is
there.
this?
Damn, Pat coming
Old.
in hot.
Old and wise. But no, I don't know. I just really think it's unfortunate that these devs at the end of the day aren't getting the support needed. And I'll just leave it at that. We can move on to another question. 'Cause
Absolutely.
Also, I might have to take my hat off again. Looking at this question list,
Yeah.
y'all might see this baldy one more time.
Well, this is kind of also piggybacking on top of that question.
We get a piggybacking
So-
counter.
dude,
Yeah,
it's-
that's three.
Piggyback. We love
Three on the
we love-
piggyback counter.
We love piggybacks.
we all
so-
like we all know it. Low man gets all the hate
Mhm.
always in everything.
That is
It
true.
never falls on higher ups.
What do
there's
they say?
always somebody
Shit
lower.
rolls
Oh, yeah.
downhill. I never
Well,
understood
it's-
that saying.
It's these, these bigger corporations and the higher ups that, want to make their quick buck, but they don't realize all the hard work that goes on behind the scenes. That these game devs stay up like night and day to try and finish at these deadlines, which is what I am just about to talk about. So if the gaming industry is under more pressure, forcing them to have stricter due dates due to a growing fan base, do you think it is the growing fan base that demands that, or do you think it is a corporate issue?
I think it's
mix or
both.
both.
Mhm.
I agree with Professor. I think it's both. Honestly, I think it's the higher up corporate wanting to push out the game faster, like just get it out. We need it out right now. People want it. People want it right now. But that
Mhm.
also comes from, the hype of people want, like, where's the game? We are very much in a instant gratification, like
Absolutely.
so it's like, where's my game? I need it now. Like hardly anyone buys games, like orders them, like the actual disc version.
no.
They pre-order it on Steam or they pre-order it on your PlayStation or your Xbox or
They're
whatever.
making systems
And it's
to where you
literally
don't
the
do that.
moment it's released, boom, you have it. And it's like, we are so used to getting everything instantly. You can order something from Amazon, literally get it the next day. Like, we get everything
Shit.
instantly that everyone's like, where is my game? I want this game. Why is it taking so long?
I have
Yeah.
a retort for that.
Go
Okay,
for it.
No one asked Call of Duty to go on a yearly cycle.
No one, that's true. Okay.
Absolutely
Nobody.
nobody. So yes, we can say that due to growing fan bases, it puts pressure to put out a product.
Mhm.
But most of these companies are now cannibalizing their own product that took them 2 to 3 years. Because what is it, like a once every Call of Duty drops every year, right? But it's a
Used to be every
3-year
November.
development cycle.
Mhm.
So you're not giving devs enough time to do anything. Where's
Mm-hmm.
the innovation? Like, I hate to say it. Well, actually, I don't hate to say it. Look at Madden. Like, first and foremost,
Yeah.
why are we still buying new Maddens? Just update the rosters, because how much more cool can you make football?
when
Like,
did they start doing it to
What-
where it automatically
what number
updated
are
it
they on?
anyway?
yeah,
you know what I
like
mean?
why isn't that a thing? But I guess it's money. I get that.
Well, no,
But-
they do automatic updates on the rosters now.
Oh yeah, during the year, but as soon as that year is done, good luck.
Oh, they don't. See, I haven't
Hell
bought a
no.
Madden in a hot minute.
Here's the thing: people are savages, bro. Like, there's some real Madden fans out there. They will literally create the character and upgrade and update every team. Like, I can go log into Madden 2020 right now and it has today's players on it with the right stats, which is crazy. But that's somebody working overtime as a fan doing that. But no one has asked these, like, I get it. Like, look at Dying Light, right? Dying Light, the first one, even though it was criminally underrated, and I understand there wasn't a huge demand for it, but like the first game came out in 2015. This game just dropped what?
And they still didn't add a keybind for a freaking mouse. I'm sorry, I'm mad about it. I'm still
Take your hat off. Take your hat off, Queen.
I can't.
Damn it.
Up my hair.
Oh, okay.
Her hair has to look perfect. Come on.
I'm not bald, okay? I can't put my hat back on and be cute.
But look at Grand Theft
Dang.
Auto. When's the last time? When did the other one come out?
Oh my
People have
gosh.
been
7
dying for
years.
new
8
Grand Theft
years.
Auto. We
All
want
this
Grand
stuff.
Theft Auto, and they just finally announced that
Another
it
Grand Theft
could
Auto.
be coming
You
next
wanna know why
year.
Grand Theft
next year.
Auto ain't in no rush?
But
Because they keep putting out new
they're doing
online
well.
shit.
they're doing
Yeah.
well.
They
But-
keep updating all the online shit. That's
Yeah,
why they
and-
keep like coming out with new shit. And I'm like, just
And all of
give me a new
the
game.
RP players have kept that game afloat. Huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
100% agree with that.
But definitely, like, I think it's something with, the corporate higher ups want this game out, and they're like, okay, we need social media managers, we need merchandising, we need, all this to go out at certain times, and that date is set, and it's if the game devs finish their work or not. And that's kind of like, it's tough to have everyone meet and correlate on the same kind of timeline. And I think that they just kind of jump on it instead of, talking to each other about it.
I'm sorry.
The
I got up and-
expectations are way too high on game devs to just finish work like it's easy.
I 100% agree with Soda Pop Fizzles.
Oh yeah, Red Dead 2 Online, yeah.
Got beef
The
with
only-
Grand Theft Auto because they put all their money and resources into GTA Online, and
Mhm.
Red Dead Redemption 2 Online is dead. No updates, nothing. Everything fun is pay to play.
I've never
They-
touched the online. I've always
they-
enjoyed the story modes.
They killed that game by forcefully making it the online for Red Dead grindy as fuck. Like literally, you'd have bounties, these hard ass missions that you and your homeboys had to go murder everybody, barely make it out, and get $50. And the shittiest gun costs like $200, so it's going to take you a while to even get like
A good gun.
Ooh,
Yeah.
the only thing Red Dead Online was good for was running fades. Me and my buddies, instead of doing missions, we would just fight. We would literally just fight.
Yeah. When they first introduced online, I tried it and I was like, this kind of, I mean, like if they keep adding to it and they update it or whatever, like this will be great. But it was, like you said, it was a grind. Like you barely got anything from missions. You had to keep doing it. And then if you try to play by yourself, forget it.
It's so sad because Red Dead
Red
2, that game.
That game is my easily like between that and The Last of Us, those two are my favorite games.
I've still
Last of
never
Us
played
one.
it. I need to.
Did you ever
Jen's only seen my small gameplay.
Yeah. And unlike
you ever
Sammy,
just, like,
I've only
what?
played GTA Online. I've never played the story.
Okay,
Isn't that sad?
I actually lied. I did play it once, and somebody gave me a shit ton of money,
Yeah.
and it like was raining on me, and that was pretty nice. Not gonna lie, but I never went back after that. It was like one time, and I was like, "What is this? Money's falling out of the sky." Bought a bunch of souped up cars, and then I never went back. I forgot about that.
Sammy's rich in game confirmed.
Last of Us, honestly, top tier game.
The
I
first
bought a
one, the second
PlayStation.
one, I was
The first one,
disappointed.
to
The second one, I was
clarify-
disappointed.
Yes,
But
the first one.
The first one.
They really put a lot of effort into the first one. I do think that they did a decent job with the second one, but the story killed it for me.
The
I
second
bought a
one,
PlayStation for The Last of Us and God of War. That was it. That's the
Yeah.
only two games I own on PlayStation. I was like, what?
the second one, I can't complain about anything else. The gameplay is beautiful. The fighting, the combat, amazing. The graphics, beautiful. Like beautiful game. Nothing is weird. Nothing feels off. The story, if it was rearranged a little bit, maybe, but the story did throw me off. But everything else, that's one of those games. It was super hype. Everyone wanted it. We were
Mhm.
like, we want Last of Us 2. We need it now.
I
But
rage
they
quitted
took
that
the
game.
time. Fuck yeah, they took the time. They made it beautiful and amazing, and it was playable. And that is a great example of them releasing a beautiful ass game
Mhm.
that I didn't have any issues with it. I don't remember if there's any issues. I don't think there was. I know.
I still don't have to like it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
true,
true.
but
The story
mm.
isn't ours. We
I
just get
just-
to play along.
I just got
right?
beef with Beefy Girl. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I mean, they make you. I mean, I don't want to ruin it in case no one else has played,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's just bad.
But
I wouldn't have finished it. I wanted to see the way it played out, so I finished it, but I was
Like
mad
I
while I
said,
did it.
everything else was amazing.
Mhm.
Gameplay, like if you just
Agree.
strictly look, my opinion, look at gameplay. Like I said, graphics. Everything else was perfect. It was amazing.
Horrendous how
It
it
was
played
great.
out. Oh, I don't know if we can be friends.
If you guys,
oh my
wait, hold on.
gosh,
If you guys know, you know. All right, I'm gonna hide that now.
No
Yeah, no-
context spoiler.
No context spoiler. If you know the astronaut scene, you know.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet, so just everyone just shut up and don't talk about it in chat. Thanks.
No, I'm not. That literally gives no spoiler at all whatsoever.
I know.
None at all.
We're gonna get into that, Odin. We're gonna
Mhm.
get into that. Also,
Mhm.
oh man. But that also brings up we talked about the Last of Us and things like that. Has anyone like, and this is another question, but it kind of parallels to where I'm going with this, is like
Okay.
the lack of like games with like real campaigns and single player games. Like it's, I don't know. I just feel like there hasn't been a strong one, or just the fact that maybe publishers are saying they don't make money, because that was a huge topic of conversation when I forgot who said it. Well, somebody said, "Oh, single player games don't make money," and then God of War, the last one dropped, and that shit was doing numbers. I was like, "Yeah, y'all smoking." If you haven't played the last
Skyrim
God
was
of War,
massive
please do
too.
it. Oh my god,
Skyrim.
whoo, Sky, ooh,
Mhm.
ooh.
I
Chef's
feel
kiss.
I lost Biff for quite a long time with that game.
You said you lost Biff.
Yeah, he loved that game.
I
Babe, are
feel
you
like
hungry? No.
there's a lot more like multiplayer games just because of kind of going back to like social media and stuff. It gives like, okay, Pat also mentioned it earlier that back in like when we tried to play online, it was such a difficult like process and it wasn't like that enjoyable. But I feel like now they're making it a lot more enjoyable and it's easier to connect with people. And even though there's still toxicity, you know, but like I think that there's a lot more multiplayer games because a lot more people want to hang out and play with their friends, especially during a pandemic, because we're all, well, I mean, at the beginning, we're all inside. We're all needing that like social aspect, I guess.
Mhm.
And so I feel like there's a lot more like multiplayer games so you can hang out with your friends.
Definitely.
To kind of, what do you think about games that historically have had both multiplayer and a campaign mode, and then they just scrap the campaign? Like
I
for
don't think they
say,
should.
No, I don't
they
think they
do
should
that.
either.
and this, I'm gonna take my hat off again.
Oh, here we go.
Battlefield 2042 has no fucking campaign. You got characters, we don't know where they come from.
Yeah.
There's
They
no
have
backstory.
it's a hero based type game now. We don't know where none of these people come from. We don't know what their involvement in the actual environment of Battlefield 2042 is. It's just like, well, here's some random ass characters. Good luck. Where is like, but I'm gonna save that because EA, you killed.
Write them a letter.
Thank you. Odin, you already. I don't know.
Very
Odin did a rant on this already, but oh my god, they've killed so many games.
That was a good one. Apex does
Mhm.
not have a campaign.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at games like Valorant, and even Valorant has like they do little like backstories like on their social media and stuff of the characters, so we kind of know where they came from, and there's Easter eggs and like everything kind of connects with each other. And I'm like, games that all have always had campaigns and don't, it's like, why?
Well,
Why
they could
not?
definitely create, like, just like Overwatch is trying to do with Overwatch 2, is create like a game that's not multiplayer that has the same characters to give them some kind of, complex backstory. It would be nice to see that with other games like Valorant,
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I can get games like Valorant where they release online content and they build a lore around the game.
Mhm.
But when we get games that are historically based in a campaign, and
Mhm.
especially if you're going to introduce random ass characters, like here's the sniper dude, here's this fake ass Jake Gyllenhaal looking dude, and I'm talking about Battlefield 2042. This old lady with a stem gun, we don't know where she came from. You got the dude with a riot shield, don't know who he is, but we know he has like a Spanish accent. That's about it. Like there's no lore.
Yeah. Well, I saw that Nirvana just mentioned this,
Mhm.
and I think this is a good tie. Should games have PC, console, and mobile versions?
I guess it would depend on the game. If some of them, how would you do it on mobile?
For
How
example,
could you play Valorant on mobile?
Genshin Impact has
yeah,
been
and
super
it
popular.
made a shit ton of
Huge
money.
splash.
A shit ton of money.
And PUBG has a mobile version as well, but we're not going to talk about that.
Call of Duty has a mobile version.
I've never touched it. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it'd be so
I agree.
hard.
I agree with this. As long as I don't, I agree.
Yeah,
as long as
I
I
guess.
mobile play, like as long as it's not cross-platform, I don't really care. Go
The
for it.
cross-plat gives PC players a definite upper hand.
Okay,
You know what?
hats
Actually,
off
throw
again.
them in there.
Not Lobby. Let's
Throw
go.
them in there. Let me get the headshots. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, all right. So
Okay,
I'm gonna
Fortnite does have mobile.
I'm
That
gonna
is
bring up
true.
an organization that fucked over one of my favorite gaming franchises in history
Jesus.
to abandon it for mobile gaming and pachinko machines. And for those who may not know, Pop Tart is a huge fan of the Metal Gear Solid franchise.
Yeah, I agree
mean,
with that.
that's true.
I
That is
don't
true.
like okay, listen, I'm gonna say right now, if Valorant made a mobile game, I would be in trouble at work. I would be playing it at work. My client would be processing, and I'm there like, yeah, you fucking headshot. Yeah, like no, like yeah, no, I would 1000% be playing it at work.
I
The
get
hats
that
back on,
too.
folks?
But like if Valorant dropped like a mobile game that progressed or told a story, right? Don't like my thing is don't just drop mobile games because people like Candy Crush fucked it up for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
I don't want to even with
Farmville.
Candy Crush. Ugh.
I have nightmares about Farmville. My
Pokemon
mom was
Go,
obsessed
I
with
don't.
it.
I'm level 48 trainer. Thank you very much.
Every
Yeah.
week I was reading a news story in the news about some kid running up like a $500 tab on the parents' credit card from Candy Crush. Like I was like, yo.
How do they spend that much on Candy Crush? What the heck?
I don't know.
People
I've
used to
never
tell me
played it.
I'd be real good with
Oh,
Pokemon Go because I'm walking all the time.
Oh
I
my
forgot about
God.
You'd be
it.
My
undefeated,
bestie is
Professor.
obsessed with Pokemon Go.
The
Everywhere she
problem
goes,
is
she's
I even
catching
downloaded
Pokemon.
it because
Yep.
people said that, but you have to carry around a mobile charger because when I was trying it, you had to keep your phone open.
Yep.
I was
But-
with her and she's like, I gotta go to this battle thing, and
And-
I'm like, what?
Yeah,
She's
she's
like,
got to
"Yeah,
go to the
we-
gym and battle.
that's
Mom."
it. Yeah, I'm like,
oh my
"Ma'am,
gosh.
we're
And
not- we're not doing
I
this."
don't know if it's
I am.
changed, but when Pokemon Go first came out, it drained the shit out of your battery.
Yeah,
too.
it still
does.
You got that GPS
Oh
on.
my
That GPS
god,
burns
dude!
that.
I got,
yeah,
like,
it's got
3 Pokemon
GPS. Your
quit.
screen is constantly on.
Mhm.
It drains the absolute shit out of your battery.
I used to
Yeah.
love Pokemon on my little Game Boy and stuff like that, but I didn't enjoy Pokemon Go. I caught like 3 Pokemon and I was like, that's it. But Game Boy version, I used to love it. I used to carry my
Um,
Game Boy around with me everywhere.
Pokemon Go is socially irresponsible.
Nintendo DS.
Like it really was because I used to work on a military base, like actually part of their like defense force, and I would have people come up to the gate and be like, "Hey," like I'd be like, "Hey, what's your business? Like, what do you need?" And they're like,
just stop in there and you just
"Yo,
sit.
I heard there's like Squirtles here." I'm like, "Turn these
Oh
off."
my
Like,
God.
if you don't get your goofy ass out of here.
Out of here. Oh,
Oh,
hell no.
Man, that's
As
pretty
you were
funny.
like, I'm gonna go catch him after I'm done here.
Yeah, you
They
ain't
gotta
getting
catch
no-
them
little
all,
fucking
Pops. You're just
snake.
in the way,
Yeah,
honestly.
I'm a hater. I was
Yeah.
a smooth hater that day. I said, got me messed like, and then they put out a DOD on DOD letterhead. Please do not allow anyone on this base for Pokemon Go. And I was like, well, that's kind of vague because they don't have to just, they could just be like, hey, I'm here to visit X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're calling anybody.
Sign him up for that pass.
Damn.
Socially irresponsible.
Oh,
Get people hemmed
man.
up. You about to get put on a list for Pokemon Go. Ain't that some shit?
There's definitely a market for mobile gaming and gaming console PC, but definitely cross-platform between the three. No, it's
Yeah.
just not fair. For
Definitely not
console
cross-platform.
and mobile. Yeah,
No, definitely not cross-platform. Release the mobile games,
Yeah.
especially since I feel like consoles and PCs in general are getting really expensive.
yeah,
so
just
I get
allowing
it.
people the access to play the
Mhm.
infamous games that you hear about. But
Mhm.
you can't afford a PC setup or a console. It allows companies to extend that reach to more customers, right? But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I have no problem with like phone games. Just keep
Mhm.
them on the phone.
Yeah.
Don't have them in my lobbies.
No. Hell
No.
no.
It's not
Hell
fair
no.
to them.
I mean, they're creating things where you can play your phone on a controller now,
Yeah.
as a controller, without
I'm
having to
pretty
touch
sure-
your actual phone.
Can't you like play some of your Steam games on your phone or something like that?
Yeah, there's some kind of
Something like I don't
mobile
I
attachment for Steam, I
Yeah.
think.
Xbox has it.
I haven't fully
With
looked into
cloud.
it, but I know that's a thing.
Well, there was Stadia
Or
for
your
a while that has a
PlayStation
bunch
or
of games that are
something
releasable.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can like connect your phone to your PlayStation or with an app. I don't know, something like that. You can just play it on your
Yeah.
phone. I'm playing it
Stadia
right now.
died
No,
A
I'm just kidding.
tragic death.
All right. Let's see here.
I was trying to look at the questions to see what we can.
Yeah,
kind of throw in there,
I'm
but-
skimming through to try and
Retro
see
Cup.
Mhm.
what we should talk about next.
Ooh, I
Do we
like that.
think that DLC based games are DLC based games bad games that progressively get better? Kind of a negative connotation just in that question.
Yeah.
Um
I would say no.
No, I think the extra DLC releasing after the fact, there's not those as strict deadlines as there are to release the actual full game.
Yeah. I mean, okay, for example, like I'm gonna use Horizon because that's the first thing I can think of as an example. The DLC, it's kind of funny because when you play the regular game, the characters, it is a little bit older, so the characters like lip movements isn't as like normal, and then you go into like an area with the DLC and you can just see the difference. So I mean I kind of like it because then you can kind of be like, okay, like they are trying, like they're improving. It kind of hypes you up for like the next game. For certain games, like I saw in chat, The Sims, it just adds to it. Like there's so many freaking DLCs for The Sims, but it's oh yeah, like I want my Sim to have pets and be a
go to
nightclub owner
university,
or whatever. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I
I
don't
like
think it.
DLC, but only as long as it's not you selling me the rest of a game. As long as it's like an add-on, an addition to, rather than continue to be continued. Don't do that.
Like a story enhancer, if you will.
Yeah, like if you're gonna release DLC, give me the game, but then if you're gonna do DLC, like give me the aftermath, like the extreme aftermath or the beginning. But don't sell me a game, half a game, and then expect me to pay more for another, like to get the ending. That's kind of crazy.
Like, I mean, going back to Last of Us, that the DLC that came with that was amazing because it kind of told part of a story that was inside of the game already, and we had a little bit of insight into more of one of the characters and the story, which I felt like added to it a lot.
Yeah, having that added creativity and, you know, to beef up the main story is what's best. But if it's, you know, and it's filling those holes per se that maybe weren't in the main game that you didn't even think of until you got the DLC and played it, right? But if it's an extension of the game, like let's say the game says to be continued, and then you have to get the DLC to continue. Like,
it's kind of interesting because Etchy had said this earlier in chat. She said, I feel like a lot of this changed too when DLC became more frequent. Back in the day, you had to buy the COD modern multiplayer updates and no one ever complained.
mm-hmm.
But that's because they were dropping whole maps.
It's true.
You know, like whole maps. And I was like, I was a COD boy back in the days, like hard.
Same.
But it was like, oh, if you want to get this whole new map, just go ahead and pay. And then what's $4.99 for a map? You know what I'm saying?
And they were good.
Yeah, nowadays DLC, boy, you're like, what? You want $20? Now, when it's not necessary, like to say, like, I'm happy they stopped doing the DLC where it's DLC maps. Like, I can't stand that because it would split the player base. Because not everybody can afford to keep coming out and spending money on maps. But when it's done the way it's done now, as long as it's like when it's just like skins, weapon skins, as long as it doesn't give you a competitive advantage, I'm fine with that. But as it's been noted and seen in Call of Duty as of late, some of these weapon skins and blueprints you get have hidden advantages to them. Or it was also put out that if you bought, let's say back when Call of Duty 2019 dropped, and they ramped up, what's that shit called? What do we always complain about? Where you have to play everybody, you have to play all the sweats, you don't get the Timmies no more?
The rose skin?
No.
What are you talking about?
Skill-based
Yeah,
matchmaking. Skill-based matchmaking.
Oh.
Thank you. We're all gamers here. Nobody knows that. Jesus.
Okay.
But
okay.
there was it came out that if you had bought the skins immediately, they would put you in those Timmy lobbies so that they would go, oh, I want that skin. I was like, yo, that's some dirty shit. That is so dirty.
I don't know about the skill-based matchmaking. I'm going off topic here, but Mariah and I got into a lobby the other day, and when I tell you we were in the bawdiest of bot lobbies,
dude,
I had ever seen. These people were standing in front of us like, you gonna shoot at me or should I shoot at you?
Like literally like
what are we
connecting
doing here?
eyeballs. Like, what's up? Like,
and we were like, what
trying to
are we
have a
doing
conversation
here?
right now?
It was kind of great. It was interesting though. But
I mean, it was
shoot,
fun.
shoot them
Yeah,
up by all
fun.
means.
But also too, I don't know, because y'all play that game a lot, so I would imagine y'all would get
We
the unforgiving
normally
lobbies.
do.
We normally do, especially because we do play with like Deadpool and like, you know, like the KD and like whatever is like higher. But I don't know, man. That day, it was that morning.
Day.
It was
Yeah,
so
it's true.
body.
It was a morning,
It was
and it was
so
just like
body.
we were just like, is this
Oh.
real life?
It was morning time, that's why.
Yeah, it's morning time. The
There you
demons
go.
don't wake up.
Everyone just like,
Nobody's on.
We've
Yeah,
played before in the morning, and that has not happened like that.
The demons are in a Cheeto and Mountain Dew induced coma. They'll be up at noon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If I don't work, I'm usually playing COD if Sammy's on. So
who's playing in the morning though? That's that body though. I need to know them. I want to. Let's get into
you know what? It was a Sunday morning. My theory was everyone was hungover and all
Exactly.
the good players.
Yeah.
Pop
Yeah.
said that.
It was
There you
Sunday
go.
because I kept making the joke. They're all hungover. All the good players
Oh,
are
true.
hungover.
True.
All
And
right.
all the sweaty kids are still sleeping because they ain't got to go to school.
True.
And they stayed up all Saturday night.
All right, we're going to
Sweating.
move on to Game Pass.
Okay.
Does Game Pass enable poor gaming to still be a thing? It seems like it may end up being the Apple Store of gaming.
I absolutely I don't think so. Like, I absolutely don't think so.
Is Game Pass
Because
Xbox?
Game Pass allows for a lot of indie develop, like they give indie developers a lot of shine.
Mhm.
You know, that's a huge platform for a game that nobody would ever check for on Steam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, we play a lot of indie games, a lot of the spooky indie games, and
Mhm.
you can see that sometimes they need work, but they're pretty quick on trying to get on those things. Look at Phasmo. We adore Phasmo.
Dude.
And
Oh,
there's always
absolutely.
something that's a little weird.
Yeah.
But they fix it. And
We
they're
embrace it.
and it's an inexpensive game to play that's just fun with your friends.
I haven't really, because I mean, I don't, like, I know you don't need an Xbox to have Game Pass, but I haven't really looked at Game Pass like recently, so I can't
Mhm.
really say. But yeah, I think that I don't know. Oh my god.
I definitely think it's not a negative thing
I don't
to
think
have
so
Game
either.
Pass. It
Mhm.
welcomes more opportunities for more creative outlets for more smaller companies, like you were saying, like indie devs, to
I like
have
that analogy.
a more of an outreach, which is great.
Yeah,
I
and
think
then, you know,
also
go
it
ahead.
kind of helps. Just quick, it kind of helps like if you can't afford to buy a ton of games, you do have an option to play different games because they rotate out, right? Don't they? They kind of rotate games
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So it
and
kind of gives you an
monthly.
opportunity to play, you know, like a certain amount and play
Mhm.
different games
I
if you
want
can't
to say
afford to
that's
be
how I
buying
got
games all the
into.
time.
I think
Like,
that's how I
can
got into Minecraft. And Minecraft is one of my top favorite games ever. And it was through Game Pass that I even turned it on and played it. And then I've bought it on every single system I've owned since because I just adore Minecraft. And I'm
And-
crazy.
Yeah, and I think that's awesome as well. Sea of Thieves
That's
has been on Game Pass
actually-
since launch. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And-
actually
Mhm.
why I tried it one time, was because it was I think I had like a free, it was like $1 or something for the Game Pass. I don't remember what it was. And I was like, oh well, I might as well try it.
The
So I
first
decided to
one,
try
yeah,
it.
is a buck, and then it's like $10 I think after.
Yeah,
A month?
something like that.
I
And that-
tried
that
it, but then I
gives-
got very nauseous, so
I
I
feel-
did not play it since.
I feel like it gives people an opportunity also, as well as people may not know. All the dev studios Microsoft now owns, every game that's a Microsoft release stays on Game Pass. So people who can't afford to go out and spend $60 every time a new game comes out, if it's a Microsoft game and it's like, oh, like Forza Horizon or any Forza game that comes out, which I'm a Forza
Mhm.
fan, it's
Mhm.
on Game Pass forever. What was that game? State of Decay. I don't know anybody that played it, but I loved that game. It was so fun.
Biff is obsessed with
Oh
that
my-
freaking game. He keeps telling me I need to play it, and I'm like, eh. But he loves that game.
Yeah, so I think Game Pass is dope. I think there needs, like, I don't want games to turn into that where it's like the Netflix. Like, I don't want gaming to turn into a Netflix, but there should, like, I do agree there should be avenues in which people can enjoy games and have a rotation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I
Look
mean,
at me
it's
sounding
kind of like,
professor.
well, it's kind of like how Epic and, well, mainly Epic does it, where they do like the free games that you can download every, well, I know sometimes it's like a new game every day or every week, like depending on the events that they're having. But
Mhm.
there's been a lot of good games on Epic that you can get for free.
Yeah, absolutely. I've gotten a few free games off of Epic,
Mhm,
which is great.
same. Some that I literally would never play, but I'm like, hey, it's free. I might as well claim
Mhm.
it. You never know.
Free is free.
Free is free. Oh,
All right. Well, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here as we're nearing the end. We've got, this is a very loaded question. Are the companies producing the games mistreating their employees, causing them to not want to work? And if so, would you rather lose that game title or ignore the mistreatment of those workers so that you get the new game releases?
ew.
That's dark.
Whoa.
First off,
That
oh
is
my gosh.
a loaded question. I
Yes.
think there is a lot in that question.
Yeah. And also,
I-
I need
This-
to read
yeah.
the question.
this kind of ties into it is why can't companies like Activision retain talent?
I mean, let's spin it back to like
Yeah.
what? How many months ago?
Mhm. Over a year
I
ago
know-
now.
yeah, I know for me, when everything happened with Blizzard and Activision, I was like, until some shit starts changing, I am not supporting them just because of all the shit that was happening. So for me personally, if I mean a game company is outed into doing some crazy shit and they don't start making changes, I'm usually like, bye, I'm out until, and then you start to kind of see some changes and you're like, all right, you guys are making progress, I'm here for it. But
That's part of the reason why Pop and I deuced for a bit.
that's why I didn't stream it. I didn't like nothing. Like I was like, I'm not
I
giving
didn't
them
touch
my money.
Yeah, I didn't touch Overwatch for over a year.
Yeah, Overwatch.
And I played that game so
God,
much.
I still never renewed my WoW subscription. Like I loved WoW, but I was like, you know what? No, Mariah, you can't do it. And that's when I tried Final Fantasy, and I was like, and then I got into New World, and I was like, all right, this is fine. But I just think that if your employees aren't happy, and if a lot of your employees are being affected with things, you're not going to have good quality stuff, which is going to affect your consumer base.
Yeah.
That and shitty practices like the developer crunch. I don't know if people know what that means. It's like towards like the end of a development cycle for a game. These people are
Rue
working
mentioned that earlier.
ridiculous amounts of just hours and just getting beat upside the head, not being able to see their families. And you know, it's one thing to be compensated, but then it's like you have to have a work-life balance. And if we could, if my problem with like, especially when we went and you know we had everything show up with Activision Blizzard, is they're not the only ones. They're just the ones that got outed. You know what I'm saying? Like there should be like, I would rather a game be delayed rather than some poor woman having some dude crawling under a desk and just being an absolute piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather the game get delayed. And you wonder why some of these games don't come out in tip-top form is because people aren't being compensated correctly. People are being harassed. Nobody can make any type of like, you know, you can't call it out or without losing fear of losing your job. It's just an unfair environment, but also do the overall majority care? And I say that because yes, Professor, me and you stopped playing the game. That was news to everybody. All these people that are like, oh yeah, treat everybody correctly. I didn't see those people stop playing Call of Duty.
No.
At all. So it's kind of like one of those things where it's like nothing will change unless everybody and that'll never happen. So hopefully with this Microsoft acquisition, and if it goes through with EA Blizzard, that they can somehow incorporate some type of change.
Right.
But
well, I think too,
I'm gonna be devil's advocate for 1 second because I stopped playing COD for a little bit, not very long, but COD is my number top game that I've always played for my mental health. Because when I'm having a down day, when I'm having any kind of day, that's the game that I go to at the end of the day to relax and to be chill. So I don't support what the company did, but at the same time, that's my game. That's the game that I need to chill out before I go to sleep at night. I think everybody has that thing. It stinks that that's what happened with the company. Doesn't mean I supported it, but it was a rough spot to be in because it felt shitty because I didn't want to support the game, but at the same time, I was still playing it.
Yeah,
I think it's hard because, like, okay, for me, COD wasn't my game. Like, I mean, I loved playing it. Like me, Sammy, and Tiffy, we always played it together. But like, it was easier for me to be like, you know what, I'm out. Like, but I understand also that a lot of, you know, some people, that's their income essentially as well. Like there's some streamers who that is their main game. That is what they play. And that is, they have to, it's like their job, you know, like
they rely on it.
They rely on it and they need that income, which I understand completely. I think I don't know. It's difficult because I feel like I did see a lot of people that they did speak out about it, and they were like, hey, like this isn't right, this needs to change, which I mean, I think that's, you know, that at least some people, like, you know, people said things, like bigger streamers and stuff, and they did speak on it and they did talk about it and they did try to raise awareness. And I think that there's also other ways to kind of like get things to change. And also kind of playing devil's advocate, there's a lot of innocent people who, like, their jobs could be at risk for certain things as well if everyone just kind of like up and dipped. So we kind of have to think about that as well. But I think that it's important to push for change too. So it's kind of finding the balance of, well, we don't want to like screw over innocent people and them lose their jobs because they're going to attack a certain type of person first, you know, like if they're, let's say hypothetically, all the higher ups were all sexist and they hated women, all the women employees could be going first. So are we helping? Are we not? I think that there's just a lot more that goes into it. I think that it's just important to kind of like have conversations and talk about it and try to at least push so that the shitty people get pushed out, if that kind of makes sense.
It's such a loaded question.
There's no, and I don't think that there's necessarily a right answer, you know?
Yeah. Go ahead, Pops. Didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, I was just about to say there's no absolute no right answer. Like there's no answer to that.
Yeah. I'm just glad the information got out there and people were retweeting it and you know, people were being informed about what happened. And you know, I think there needs to be a little bit more transparency in the industry so that, you know, nothing like this keeps happening. It's bad for the companies. It's bad for us gamers. It's bad for everybody.
Yeah.
Like we just want to be able to play the games we want to play without having to think back and say, oh, well, you know, someone passed away because of the neglect from their job. That's horrific.
Not to mention the younger generations that are looking up to these companies with these games that they love, and they're seeing this stuff. It's not showing what it should be. Like they need to do better. I don't think anybody would disagree with that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, it's really tough.
It definitely is a loaded question for sure.
But just it's good that the conversation is continuing to happen, and that, you know, there has been more transparency on the subject. I really, this kind of stems back to, you know, us as gamers being so demanding and wanting more content. And like Mariah said earlier, you know, we just want more. Like we just want like immediate, like, you know, content.
Satisfaction and gratification.
Immediate gratification. Exactly.
You know what?
And it's not viable.
But in the same breath, with that said, these same companies that we're saying that, you know, they're saying we create a whole demand for are literally hiring psychologists and scientists to put things in game and to promote to incite that want. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's like, so y'all are literally doing research on how to bring people back and want more, but then get upset when people want more.
Yeah.
They have to find that balance.
Yeah, it's definitely a double-edged sword.
Yeah. I mean, you can't have your cake and eat it too, you know?
And they're never going to please everybody. That's what the company needs to know. They're just not going to please everybody.
Yeah.
No.
And, you know, there should be certain bases that are covered and certain things that should not happen in the workplace. And hopefully this is opening, you know, eyes to the bigger companies that, you know, things have to change. And the change that's come from that will hopefully, you know, provide better content in the future.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's all we can hope for.
It's all we can hope for. I agree. I hear that.
Yes. I agree.
Well, I don't have any
I'm like,
I think we covered everything, honestly.
I'm like,
We went into it today. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
we didn't really steer off. I'm
For
proud
once.
of us.
We lit. Let's
Look
go.
at us.
We did it. We stayed on topic. What? Us?
Imagine.
Tequila's keeping you on topic.
I want to field some
Honestly.
questions. And also, I just want to put
Oh,
this out
yeah.
here.
If anyone has any
Jalapeno kettle
questions.
chips, y'all.
Bomb fire.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
I love jalapeno
Goated.
popcorn too. Very good.
Jalapeno popcorn.
Yeah, we have it
Hey,
at Smart
yo.
Food. We have it at Smart Food in Canada.
Ooh, I love
Jalapeno
Smart
cheddar
Food.
popcorn. Hello.
Mm.
I mean, to play devil's advocate, these big companies are at least sharing it, but the smaller indie companies, what happened to those employees? Where are their voices? This is rhetorical. Got it.
I
Mhm.
think that I mean that's kind of the power of social media right now is when things happen, I feel like nowadays it's getting put out and it is getting a
Mhm.
lot more traction, whereas before, you know, social media wasn't a big thing and we didn't hear about these things, and who knows what happened back then. Like, we don't know.
No.
I think that now, I mean, you hear it all the time, even with like streamers. I've seen stories about streamers that I don't even know because it just gets so much traction.
Takes one retweet
It
and then
takes, yep.
it's go, go, go.
So I think that when things happen within the smaller indie companies, I think that, you know, like it will get pushed out.
Mhm. And I think us as gamers, we just need to be more patient. I know that we're just so used to immediate gratification, but honestly, it takes a lot of time and effort to get these games to some sort of level of like completion, especially on the timelines that they're given and the so-called crunch time before they get released.
Right.
Like, people shouldn't be working, 20-hour days,
Mhm.
and
They
there
have
has
lives
to be
too.
some kind of balance within that and acceptance from the gaming community for if something needs to be put out later.
Yeah.
Just let it.
My question with that would be, is it us as gamers forcing, or is the original release date not realistic?
Could be both.
It's a good question.
Yeah, it could be both. I think that companies put a lot of pressure on their employees, and they say, you know what, like, we need to get this game out. This is when we're going to have it. You need to work and do work however long you need to work to make it happen.
'Cause I'm of the mindset is you can't blame a consumer for wanting to consume what you want them to consume. Because, like I previously mentioned, they're out here hiring scientists to research ways to bring you in as a consumer.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, too, like this comment says,
I agree with that.
it's the higher ups.
Mhm.
I mean, ultimately, it all stems back to money. I feel
Yep.
like, I mean,
Oh yeah.
the sooner they can get the game out, the sooner they can get that cash flow coming back. Because I mean, obviously, they have to invest into making these games, right? They have to like pay their employees and pay for whatever. The sooner that game can be put out and released, the sooner people are buying it and they get that money back.
Hmm.
There's always going to be a community, and it doesn't matter when you put the game out; they're going to buy it.
Yeah. And I think
Yeah,
it's the companies that's putting the pressure on themselves and their media crew and their marketing to release it all, at a climax, let's say.
Mhm.
Also, I had a question. How do y'all feel about, or what smaller developers do you think, like, because let's be honest, this past couple of years, we've had small development teams dropping heat,
Mhm.
outshining these absolute multi-million-dollar corporations. So my question to you all would be, what is your favorite game out right now that's not from an absolute giant in the industry?
Oh,
Mm. I mean, I'm gonna probably have to say Phasmo.
that's a
If-
really strong choice. That's a really good choice.
I
It was one person that made it. It's
I've
crazy.
loved Phasmo pretty much since the beginning. Once I kind of learned how
Mhm.
to play it, I was like, oh yeah, I'm down. I'm here for this. I don't know. They're very good about like getting their bug fixes and listening to what people want and updating stuff. And now they're doing like, now they're bigger. They're doing so much fun stuff like for Halloween and Christmas. And, you know, they do all these fun updates and changes. And they're constantly trying to update and change.
We had ideas for their Christmas stuff, but that's not important.
I'm a little sad they didn't put a Christmas tree out front by the doors, but you know what?
Honestly, they dropped the ball. Every house could have been a different like celebration. Like we could add Hanukkah at one house. We could add had Christmas at another house. Like make them all different. Showcase someone else's celebration. Like that would have been
Maybe
That would've been
next
good.
year.
maybe. Phasmo, are you listening?
That's Cameron.
Yeah.
I've heard it's terrifying. For sure.
Phasmo
I'm not
VR
doing
is so funny to watch, like people though.
Power Wash Simulator.
Oh, Power
I've actually
Wash
watched
Simulator,
people play that.
Yes.
I would have to say mine is Battle State Games, the creators of Escape from Tarkov. Hey,
Hey, biased.
yeah. I'm right. Even though that game is absolute pain, it has its little issues here and there, and they need to get their cheating issue under control. Talking to you,
Mhm.
but besides that, that game is a small group of dudes. Just in the ideas for that game are so ambitious. That game is fire. You know, a lot of people play and they're like, "Is this it?" I'm like, but they're already telling us they're adding stories, more maps, more guns. Like that game is fire. If you can get past the fact that you might break about 3 keyboards and throw a mouse.
Oof.
Oh no.
So
I love
what you're
the
saying is
idea
don't
behind
buy
it.
expensive technology.
I
Sorry.
love the idea behind it. It's just not a game that I can get into.
Because it's too tactical.
It's not that it's not the
overly
tactical. It's not the tactical aspect of it. It's the fact that I am okay at first person shooters, but the fact that I'm gonna go into something and lose the shit that I've spent money on, I'm not okay with it. I can drop into Call of Duty and spend money on a skin and not lose. I'm gonna get it back.
Get it back. Yeah, it'll be there the next time you boot the game up. You buy an expensive gun in Tarkov, go out on a raid and get smoked by Chatting McChattington, who has done nothing but drink water mixed with TNT and was like, yo, and he's killing you off bucks. Like that game, it's so unforgiving, and I think that's why a lot of people run from it.
Like if you, I mean, watching you play it and play it all the time. Like if you go in with a group, the fact that you can dispose, if you get killed, somebody else can dispose of your weapon and you can have it insured and you can get it back, shit like that. I like that. It's just I can't do it. I'm not gonna lie. O can be in here and say I'm scared. Yes, you damn right I'm scared. I ain't spending all that money. I'll spend a lot of money.
The damn.
Tactical games are great, but just not that tactical for me.
Mhm.
I love me
Yeah.
some Siege, but Turkey, I've had a lot of people tell me to play. Have I? No.
I don't have the patience for that.
Yeah, I would just lose my absolute shit if I lost everything. Real talk.
Have you been in a Crossroad King stream?
Oh yeah.
I just told him in chat, I said, yo, I need a rage montage from you playing.
Oh my gosh.
My man be
Yeah.
hot. That game is so unforgiving.
Crossroads needs a command in his chat, whenever he rages, just so that it can record the last 3 minutes of gameplay and then it can turn it into a montage. Seems appropriate.
Yeah.
Jen, Professor, Sammy, was yours the same as Mariah Phasmo?
I'd have to say, because honestly, a lot of the games that I do like are bigger makers, but I would say Phasmo. And I wouldn't say it's a favorite, but it was a lot of fun when we did play. I haven't played in a while. Haunt Chaser was a good one too. It's similar to Phasmo. It's same concept, but it was new when we played it. So there was definitely some things, but they were also another indie creator that were quick on fixing things.
It's always a small, especially, I don't know what it is about the spooky community, but they kill it,
Yes.
man.
They
They're-
do.
They are so quick to fix things.
Love me
Mhm.
some spooky content.
And they create
We
some
love
funny
spooky.
characters, I gotta say.
They have the most to
Yeah.
lose.
They got the
That's
most
why.
imagination.
They have the most
Yeah.
to lose. If they don't fix their games,
True.
You know, a million people are going to go out and buy Call of Duty when it drops, whether it's
Yeah.
broken or not.
Mhm.
The indie developer is not afforded that same respect. Like people, and let's be a buck. Most indie developers aren't charging you $70 for a game.
Yeah, no.
Mhm. Well, they've
So-
got something to prove, right? You know,
Yeah.
this could be the start of being a bigger indie, like a bigger company. Is
I mean, look
what
at
they first
Phasmo.
released. Yeah.
Phasmo really stuck with it, and they really did what they could. And
Yep.
Prof, what's yours?
Man.
If you have one from a small group,
I mean, Apex isn't really a massive creator.
isn't he?
Who created
isn't Apex
Apex?
EA?
Yeah.
I don't know, because if it's EA, no, it can't be, because they're doing it right.
EA made Titanfall. So, yeah. It's the love they put in. They are
It's true. You can
Absolutely.
feel the love that they put into it. Like you can just feel how much that they love that game and the community, because I'm in the discords to the smaller games, and they are very responsive, and they're just so sweet, and they're just it's wholesome. I just warms my
Yeah.
heart.
Well,
Have
it's
y'all
just
played
easier
Binding
to-
of Isaac?
Pardon?
Have we what, sir?
The Binding of Isaac.
I've seen a lot of people play it. I've never played it myself.
I bought it and I was like, this isn't a big company. This game is fun, but I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
My
you're
bad.
fine.
you're good.
You're fine. I'm definitely gonna go back to Life is Strange because it's just such a good game. And
Life is Strange.
Everything. Like, oh my gosh, I played the first one and Before the Storm. I still need to play the second one and then True Colors. But everything
So
I've played
good.
so far is just like it's blown me away. And the Choose Your Own Adventure thing is my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I watched Mariah play those games, and the graphics were so
They
good.
updated.
So-
They
I'm
updated the
just like,
graphics.
She watched True Colors.
So I
so
just-
Oh,
the
the
graphics
the
are
new
better.
one. Okay.
Life is Strange. I thought I saw you play Life is
Yeah,
Strange.
True Colors.
Oh
The
yes,
newer one,
okay.
not the
that's
older
big
one.
Okay.
Yeah, the
But
older ones,
Apex is-
the graphics are a bit.
So Apex is EA, but they, unlike these other ones that you complain about, they fix their stuff right off. A lot of these issues that we see that'll come up in Apex, these glitches, they're on it. So I don't know if they go ahead.
This brings us back to the root of all evil.
Yeah, I know. But like they're
They have more
Maybe-
people to respond to
maybe-
it.
maybe
Bigger base.
I don't know.
I mean,
It's just because every time there seems to be a new glitch, they're on it. One of the more recent ones, there's a couple weapons in in Apex that require charge ups. So you use a grenade or some other type of equipment within the game to charge up a weapon, and there was a glitch with it where you could have it infinitely charged. They instantly removed those weapons until they could get it fixed.
Yeah, the smaller teams of the indie companies definitely wear multiple hats and do a lot, and it's just much
I
respect.
appreciate that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love the little yes.
Has anybody played
What?
My Friend Pedro?
I've seen people playing it, but I
seen it.
haven't myself.
Yeah, no.
Nuts.
Even going back to Apex, look at how many big creators have moved from COD to Apex, and they're all enjoying it. I mean, I don't personally enjoy it, but you see a lot of them making that move because they're not enjoying COD anymore.
To the
Yeah.
point
Apex
where
is a
now
clean-
COD,
It's a clean game.
It's creating balloons like an Apex.
I don't
COD
want to
is
talk
cre-
about. We're not talking
COD
about it.
is becoming Apex, and you said it in stream the other day.
I was delusional.
But it's not delusional if it's a fact.
Listen, COD's gonna lose me soon if they keep it up. I'm just saying. I can't. I
Cool,
don't
you
want to
can,
talk
you
about
can
it.
stick with playing Valo with me.
Yep.
Okay, that's it.
Yep.
I'll become a Valo
We're
player.
we're
I
Valo
love
players
Valo, so
only
it's-
now.
It's fine. Actually, it felt good that other night when I was playing Valo on my mouse and key, and I was like, "Look at who I am." Except the nails are outgrown, so it's like touching
Aw.
all
That is
I
a
play with
fact.
long nails. The fact that I can play consistently with long nails, I feel pretty good about it, to be honest.
See,
yeah.
yes. But to touch on what Pat just
Because
said,
they do I mean, they're short right now. Like they're shorter than they were, but they do get pretty long.
they do, and when and then they hit
Up
like
and down,
other
they're so
keys, and I'm
cute.
just
Look
like,
at them.
ugh,
Okay, sorry, I got distracted.
ugh.
So
But they touch other keys, and then
I
I'm like,
didn't
ugh.
yell, Pat.
See, I play COD because I enjoy it. I don't care. Like I mean, I not to say that I don't care about the views, but I'm not playing it majorly to say I want a ton of views and stuff like that. I want to play it because I legitimately enjoy playing it.
I'm
And then the
highly
balloons
COD
threw
right
me
now.
off. The balloons threw me off. I was pissed. Biff was like, "Oh, let's get into the balloon in there." I'm like, "I'm not touching that thing. Get it away."
Sammy refused to use the balloons for a little bit.
And now I'm like,
Unless we
just
made her.
Listen, to be real, I just don't like change. That's
Yeah.
what it is. And it's, you know what? They're fine. But if I wanted to play Apex, I'd play Apex. You know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Come to Tarkov, Sammy.
I can't.
But
I-
but
I don't
think
have
about
the.
it.
I can't.
Before the balloons in Call of Duty, you had you have more vehicles to get around.
True. It's true. Honestly, the Vanguard ones are not it. They drive terrible. Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
that one time when the truck wouldn't get up the hill with gas.
Oh my
coming.
gosh. We were out running gas and we were in this Vanguard vehicle and it was just we ran faster than this car got up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
We
Drew
almost
said
died.
something that caught my eye, and I was trying to get what I wanted to get some understanding. Are you meaning that they're literally designing that game in more of a not like an environment that isn't conducive to hey, shout out to that. That's my little brother. That's my other little brother. We're gonna get him on Tarkov
Aw.
soon. We're gonna get him on Tarkov soon. Where it's not too many different I can't talk. Jalapeno chips. Differing opinions. Are you saying that? Because that would make sense too. I just wanted to get her idea and thoughts on that because I just wanted to make sure that's where I was thinking. I was like, yeah, it's probably not too many people giving out different information. Because I think that's why I really like small developers, indie developers, is they're not hindered with their imagination. They don't have a particular meta/script. They can just make
Right.
whatever they want and just come out and do something out of left field. Like, look at who made what was that stupid game that we used to play where you looked like a tiny Teletubby?
Among Us?
No,
Yes.
no. The other one. It had the sick music in the beginning. It was on PlayStation at first. They brought it to it was like you had to race the obstacles. What was that game?
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys. Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't just on PlayStation. That was on PC too.
Yeah, it's on
At least
PC.
call them jelly
It was
beans.
originally just on PlayStation.
Teletubbies.
Teletubbies.
I don't think so. Was it?
Yeah.
No, because I used to play it when it was in beta and they gave out beta keys and it was on PC.
Wait. Soda Pop. Stop it. They're
They are
beans?
beans. Yeah,
Are you
beans.
kidding me?
Yes. Jelly beans.
They're little beans.
The
That's why
Marino.
you threw out the
thought they
Teletubbies.
were-
I'm like, wait, what?
Teletubbies is the first
Yo,
thing.
I
that
had
comes
my
up.
I had
Oh
my
my
I had my
God.
bean dressed up as a glizzy. They released like the hot dog skin. I was like, oh,
Honestly,
called him.
still fun game though. Still fun.
He
game.
was the
Fall
glizzy
Guys
gladiator.
Yep. And see, Fall Guys was another one where they released it and it was really buggy, really buggy, and they were really quick to fix it as well.
Mhm, mhm.
I'm having an issue with my account with them. I forget who the account is under, but they switched it to the way you log in, and I cannot get in.
Oh, with the
so
name
that
thing.
sucks. But yeah,
Hey, you
with
gonna stop
Epic. It's with-
disrespecting me, Pat?
I think
Yeah.
there are issues with Epic.
yes, because it will not lock to my Steam account. So now I'm with it's fine.
Just
Yeah.
because I knew who I was born and raised during the era of the real Steve from Blue's Clues does not make me old. Stop
Hey,
playing with me,
I
Pat.
know that I know Teletubbies. I just had no idea that the jelly beans were the
I
really thought it
babysat
was
a
Among
kid
Us.
who watched Teletubbies when I was a teenager. Okay.
Listen.
Man, if that doesn't age me.
I used to watch Clarissa Explains It All.
Don't
I'm gonna die soon.
Oh
say that. Oh my god.
I'm old. Eureka's Castle old. No, nobody remember that.
Mariah and I even just recently played Fear Therapy. It was a new release,
Ooh.
an indie game. It's definitely
Rough around the edges, maybe.
it's a little different for sure, but the way
Mhm.
that they utilize like the jump scares and
Yeah.
stuff like that, like they put a lot of work into. It has good bones. They just got to update some stuff, but it was hard to beat for sure. And then all the jump scares and everything, but it is a good game.
Yeah.
Pops, you used to watch Zumafu too, didn't you?
Oh,
Zuma
eyes of
Fu?
Come on,
Yes.
Zuma, zoo. Yes. Hey, yo.
All right, we're not talking about games anymore. We're talking about nostalgia. Okay.
Hey,
trying to
I
tell
used
you.
to watch that shit too.
Same.
Was it-
Every day after
you know,
school.
Before these kids
On
now started
PBS.
going to Hot Topic and buying the T-shirts, I was watching Invader Zim,
Pratt Brothers.
Rocco's Modern Life,
Yeah.
Ren and
Rocco's Modern
Stimpy.
Life. Let's go.
Ed and Eddie, hell yeah, sold by Ginger. Oh,
a cartoon that could never be made in today's climate. Johnny
Mr.
Bravo.
Rogers'
That shit is
Neighborhood.
dead.
Oh
Art
my
Attack?
god.
Did you guys have Art Attack?
Yeah, no,
I
it's
love
Canadian,
Art
Canadian and
Attack.
British. It's so good. Art
You guys
Attack was
must
the
go to-
best.
Please.
Now
I
that we're
wanted to
completely,
become an
like-
artist because of
Oh.
that show.
Off topic, and we're just before we close out. Tell me, Pepe Le Pew wouldn't last one fucking appearance in today's society.
No.
He was
No.
mad cringe. Like you
He
look
was-
back at that shit, you're like, yo, how did somebody think this was a good idea?
Yeah.
Most of
Man.
yeah.
A lot of stuff, like I'll rewatch like movies or old shows, and I'm like, oh,
How'd they get away with that?
Oh.
How did they think that's okay to put on TV?
I can't remember what movie I watched, and it was like one of the is it the Wayans brothers that did like scary movies and stuff? Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
So they did. Oh my god, I don't remember which one it was, but damn, I was like that. Oh, that would not
Yeah.
pass. That would not pass.
They-
Today.
They got rid of Pepe Le Pew from the newest Space Jam movie because they couldn't make it,
no, it
PG
wasn't.
enough.
It wasn't Scary Movie. It was a different one that they did. It was like the same concept, but it was
Was it White Chicks?
What's isn't it Anna
No.
Faris? Is the
It
one?
was no. It was like similar to Scary Movies where they made fun of it, but they made fun of like Paranormal Activity.
Oh yes.
I know what
yes.
you're talking
Yeah,
about.
dude.
That's when they started doing other movies and they started doing love movies and like that kind of yeah. I see.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Those yeah.
Yeah, it was rough.
Mhm.
They got rid of Skunk Boy. He gave
Yeah.
off real SA vibes. You dig?
Sorry,
Like
sorry.
he was
yeah.
not that guy.
Not that guy.
Yeah.
But it was just so normalized, and everyone was like, oh, "Okay, I guess this is
That's-
funny."
Yeah.
It's like people woke up in the late 2020s and was like, wait, women have rights? Oh my god! You're like, what the fuck? Like this has never been cool.
Consent is a thing. Weird.
Equity between humans? Oh
Whoa.
my god!
It's so crazy.
What a concept!
right?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I just also wanted to say I was sent a video of an epic game rant.
Oh,
I don't know how it works, if we could make it work, but if y'all are interested in listening, it's also about E EA.
well, I think we've all played an EA game here or there. You know, Apex,
Never.
I'm gonna be
Sims.
honest. Every time you say EA, I think of like PC games that I used to have like when I was like a kid.
Me too.
Every
my
time you
gosh.
say EA, I think of like the little fishing game or like
Yep.
little
The
games
first
like
thing
that.
I think of is Sims.
They're over there in their
Yep.
head.
That too.
EA.
Immediately.
EA Sports to the
Yes.
game. That's what I
Yes.
keep thinking every single time you say it. I'm just like, oh, that fishing game. That yeah. Mhm.
I'm
I
so
got beef
lost.
with them.
Yeah, it's over. That ship has sailed. EA's dead. Like, bro, oh my god. Oh.
All right, well, let's hear it. Let's
It is
hear it.
brought to you by Odin Son 171. One of my buddies from the army. Oh, did I not upload it? Oh, I did. Here we go.
Killed BioWare. You killed them. You fucking took a Mass Effect and something that had potential, and you squeezed every last little fucking cent out of it, and then fucking kicked him in the fucking mouth.
Can someone
and
clip
shot him in the
this?
gut and let him bleed in the fucking
can
street,
someone
dude.
clip
Like, what
this?
the fuck? You ruined
Please.
one game that had potential, and an entire series of good games you fucked up. You fucked them up. I got an email that said, "Hey, would you like recommend Anthem to any of your friends?" And I said no. I gave a 0 out of 10, and I told you this shit. But you know what? You didn't fucking listen to that. You're like, nah, let's put some more fucking mini transactions in that shit. Maybe they'll want to buy this little skin. Like, no, motherfucker, no. I don't want to fucking buy your skin. You give me free fucking skins. As a matter of fact, the next 10 games you put out, maybe you should do for
He's
free
going off.
because you already fucked us enough. Oh my god.
God damn.
Yo, we were playing Battlefield and the game was broken, and Odin became unglued. He was unhinged. I was like, yo.
That was only the first time.
I
Dang.
feel like he was yelling.
That was only the first time.
Yeah.
Oh
a
my
lot.
God, because we were talking about
He took his
Ubisoft
hat off.
screwing us over with what's that one game? Where it looked really good, and then when the game came out, how they killed Ghost Recon. I'll never forgive you. Oh my God, Wildlands had like that whole ordeal had so much. I don't want to continue on. I don't want to drag on the podcast, but Jesus Christ, EA.
It's okay, Pop Tart. It's okay.
It's okay.
I just
It
love
happens.
games.
It
Like,
happens.
You know, and I'll tell you this. I bonded with a lot of my army friends over video games. So like we used to take that we had a core group of like friends, and you're just like, yo, what y'all doing this weekend? And everybody just looks at themselves like, go ahead, boot it up. And it was fun. It brought people together. Now it's just like money grab after money grab, and it's like kind of putting us in a weird spot where it's like the division. Oh, don't even get me started. Let's just keep it pushing. Let's just keep it moving. You remember when Rainbow Six first came out, Jen?
Oh yeah.
That game was fucking dead on arrival.
Mhm.
And then somehow, some way, someone woke up and said, let's fix this. You know, and I hate hearing, just as Rue has already stated multiple times, I don't blame the developers. And I think us as a gaming community, you have to look at the developers funny, but also look really crazy at the people signing their checks. That's what I'll say. That's my finishing statement. But fuck EA. How about that one? That's what we'll do there. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the hat came off. I'm bald. I'm through my hat.
I
I'm mad.
thought you were about to throw your headphones and you were about to be like,
Yep.
I'm out. I'm like, oh shit, all right.
Don't do it.
Podcast is over.
Don't do
That's
it.
an expensive end to stream.
Yeah, right? Literally.
Don't
He's
do
got
it.
another pair. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
Do I? Oh, I do.
Yeah, you do.
I like how Professor knows and you
Mhm.
don't.
Yeah.
Professor came to the crib. I was being facetious, as the people say.
So sorry.
Wow.
Facetious. I don't even know how to say it right. Is it facetious? There we
Yes.
go.
There you go. You got it. Nailed it.
They said, look at his watch. He ain't losing no sleep. This is a cheap watch, sir. Cheap. Can't see it.
Ooh.
Because there's diamonds in it. Hey, diamonds in it.
I think this is a
Like,
good little, end here. Soda says, I've got a topic to piggyback off what's going on. If you guys are up for it, what do you think about the trailers for games being vastly different for how the game is on release? We touched on this briefly earlier.
It's some bullshit, man.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah. I'm going to use New World as an example. The trailer for me was like totally different than what I expected the game to be. Tiffy showed it to me. She's like, "Hey, this is going to be a great game," and da 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 da. And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. This doesn't look like something I'd be into." And then I saw one of the gameplays when the beta came out, and I was like, "Wait, this is different. This is not what they showcased at all."
Yeah.
And I actually really enjoyed it. So if I'd went off the trailer, I never even would have touched the game.
Yeah, I think they need to include some actual gameplay in the
Mhm.
trailer and not just make it some cinematic masterpiece, because people are
Absolutely.
going to expect that that's what they're going to see when they play the game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
I
all the
take-
Call of Duty
I take
trailers.
trailers with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
I look at it, I'm like, okay, all right. I'm gonna wait until they release they usually release 20 minutes of gameplay, usually, 30 minutes. At least that's what they've done with some of the bigger games that I've waited for.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm gonna wait because I like to see the gameplay. I like to see how, especially combat, I want to see how my person's gonna fight. Is it smooth? Does it feel good? Is it super choppy? Is it disconnected, or is it seamless and effortless?
Yeah.
You know what'd be crazy?
That's fair.
And I feel you. I feel you on that. but it'll say there's been a couple of games where they'll have a cutscene and it'll be like, this is alpha gameplay, but the shit is cut in 4K. You're like, all right, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah. I
think they should
definitely just look
showcase-
at it and I'm like, yeah, all right, this looks cool. I'm gonna wait for the gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never trust a trailer. You'll wear egg on your face. You'll be the fool if you go
even
off
if there is a disclaimer, my eyes are too bad to read that at the bottom of the screen in minimal text.
Yeah.
Come on now.
And this
Just
is
be
how
upfront with us.
how streaming and YouTube got so big in the first place. Is because
Yeah.
people are like, well, I want to see the way the game is played before I go and buy the game.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
Sleepy, run
so
my face,
fantastic.
sleep. What up, bro? I mean, it's true though. Like, I don't know. I don't trust trailers, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people like us, streamers, gamers, are so important, so that
Mhm.
people can get a glimpse at the gameplay before they try it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we're a smaller streamer,
Yep.
we're still putting that out there. And if we have community members who come to our stream daily, weekly, whatever, they want to see us try it, and it'll be it might be a factor in them playing the game too.
Yep.
Because there is influence with live streaming.
Yeah.
For
there
sure.
is.
Overall, though, I think we are going to be heading into an age of decency because this stuff comes in waves. I feel like
Yeah. We brought this up earlier, Leroy.
I hit that. I said,
brought
yo,
that
these
up
dudes
earlier.
No,
are
that's
getting,
that's true.
Yeah.
getting
that
a
is
check.
true.
They're like, this is the greatest game ever, guys. You should go get it. Never play that
Mhm.
shit again.
Yeah.
And
No.
Yep.
waiting for that
There's-
check to clear. They're like, yeah, it's a good game. Got it.
There's
Mhm.
definite ones that like I personally follow. The ones that I follow, I do trust. But there's definitely, there's ones that I don't, that I don't know well, that or don't watch, and I'm like, you sometimes you get the feel.
Mhm.
Damn.
Yeah.
And you know what's even funnier is it's not even like what Soda Pop Fizzle says. There's plenty of content creators that get flown out to these events and they're like, oh yeah, let them be honest about a game. They'll never get that type of exclusive
Mhm.
behind the scenes ever
Yeah.
again. So it's kind of a shitty situation, but it's like, yo, I trust people who have integrity, like
Transparency, it's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
And
And that's
you will see some of them say
Yeah.
that they try to be as transparent as possible. It's all we can hope for, because that's the people that we trust that we're watching.
yeah.
If you're a game developer and you're about to drop a shitty game, send me 2 bottles of Hennessy and a 12-piece chicken wing with mambo sauce, and I'll give you whatever review you need.
Wow,
You heard it here first.
He doesn't
Hot
even want
We
dogs
to
can
for
be
dinner.
bought with
Yeah.
booze and wings.
Not
Same
even
way.
Tacos and tequila.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It has to
Yes.
be wings with the mambo sauce. If you give me
Okay.
any of that other
Sorry.
shit, I'm like, nah, we ain't this game's trash. Crossroads King, can you review my new game? What is it called? Rage. Nah, but also shout out to Cross. He sent a shit ton of
Yes,
questions. that I
and to
really
Pat.
appreciate.
And to
And
Pat.
That did-
Pat
Pat sent a lot too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
all those questions were from the two of
The
you,
two of them.
and we appreciate you so much.
So much.
We're not sure what's going to happen next week, what we're going to talk about, but we're going to hope, sorry, not next week, 2 weeks from now, but I hope that you will join us. Thank you for being here today.
And
with
if you guys have
us.
any like suggestions of topics that you guys want to
Absolutely.
hear us talk about, you guys can DM it to us.
Yep.
Some of
Mhm.
us have spots in our discords for you to talk about it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just hit me. Whatever y'all want to talk about next week. Whatever we want. I don't even know what. I think we should do something special. I don't know. I was thinking about it. We'll talk about it
We'll
unless
talk about it.
there's some
Mhm.
craziness comes up.
No, we'll talk about it.
All right, we need to find somebody to raid.
Yes.
Look.
Yes.
Let me see. here.
Oh, hold on. Go ahead and find someone because I'm down with it.
Okay.
But I owe to me and okay, yeah. When we gonna run that? I remember somebody was like, "Well, smoke you guys." Yeah, when that happening? Let's make that happen soon.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, some people in here know.
Warzone?
We don't
play
know.
Warzone.
Yeah.
Oh, the one
I don't
you
play
want?
Warzone.
Yeah, when we get
I'm ready whenever.
Ooh, talk your shit. All right.
I'll commentate. How about that?
You'll be-
That's fine.
I won't play it. I'll
Wait,
just
wait,
be
wait.
there.
Are we squatting or are we finally
How are we
getting
doing it?
Yeah.
The four of you versus everyone?
I thought it was me and Sammy against Professor and
Professor and
Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tart. I thought we were
Oh,
gonna
I'd
pick
watch
some
that all
blues.
day.
We could do that too.
Oh yeah, we can. I'll meet you in the
that
Big Island.
2v2 quads.
In the gulag.
How about that?
How about that?
How about that? Hey, Mariah and I are Caldera queens now. Meet us in Caldera. How about that?
Me and Caldera, baby, I'm ready. I am ready.
So we
You can't run
rated,
me- you
we
can't run
rated
me
someone
2v2s
last
in
time than
Rebirth,
I
though.
knew, so one of you can choose this time. By all means.
I mean, I have someone who's really sweet that if you guys are down to raid her, I
Sure.
can send it to you guys. She's smaller, like me.
Grizz is saying, meet me on labs. How about that? Grizz, talk. Hey, Grizz, just spam Jen with try Tarkov.
How
Try
do I?
Tarkov.
Oh my gosh.
Try Tarkov.
Oh. I'm just gonna send it in Discord because I don't know how to use this thing.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Don't mind her
Jen plays
picture.
Oh
It's so
my
cute.
god.
Just let me know
What
when y'all are
in the
about to.
Fuck. What is that?
It's like a
Oh my
Snapchat
God.
filter.
That is crazy.
That is nightmare fuel. I'm here for it.
Let me
though.
know when you
Right?
want me to click.
As
Okay,
soon as, let me know when to hit
I
enter.
Hold on, hold
I think I
on.
have it spelled correctly. Yeah. It's
The
all the
game is
L's. It's all the
it's-
L's. It's
I
It's
know,
not
there's a lot of
Jen-friendly
L's.
game.
okay.
No, not like this. Watch
Okay,
Jen,
okay.
watch Jen be a Chad though. Watch.
I'm not a Chad. Get out of here.
All right,
Oh my god.
I'm gonna just
Bad.
prepare it so the little timer goes down.
Yeah,
Right.
I've got the timer going down
Okay.
now.
My
Oh, okay, then
timer's
I'll do that
going.
too.
Clean
Yeah,
that.
my timer's going. We
All
will
right,
see
y'all.
you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, everybody.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
send any of your suggestions our way. We all have Twitter. Check out our YouTube channel, Circle of Gamers, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Y'all be good. Thank you for stopping by.
Bye.
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 Bye. Everybody do it?
I'm
You
doing
rated?
it.
Is it done?
Done.
Is it done? God damn.
Rated.
I can't.